Hello everybody and welcome back to Letterbox Book Club. My name is Claire.
And I'm Mackenzie, and we also have special guest Penelope.
As always. And today we are discussing The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. Gerbil. Yeah. The sequel to the Once Upon a Broken Heart. Sorry, I'm out of it. Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. This is the second book.
Woohoo! Alright, I'll start us off. After Jax, the Prince of Hearts, betrays her, Evangeline Fox swears she'll never trust him again. Now that she's discovered her own magic, Evangeline believes she can use it to restore the chance at happily ever after that Jax stole away. But when a new terrifying curse is revealed, Evangeline finds herself entering into a tenuous partnership with the Prince of Hearts again, only this time the rules have changed. Jax isn't the only force Evangeline needs to be wary of. In fact, he might be the only one she can trust despite her desire to despise him. Instead of a love spell wreaking havoc on Evangeline's life, a murderous spell has been cast. To break it, Evangeline and Jax will have to battle old friends, new foes, and a magic that plays with heads and hearts. Evangeline has always trusted her heart, but this time she's not sure she can.
Lovely. Thoughts, feelings, and emotions, Kenzie, go.
I really enjoyed this book. I have a few qualms, which I'll bring up when I can. I enjoyed it. It was an adequate second book, just some conclusions, some, new enemies, new things to think about and be wary of. And it perfectly set up the next book. Okay. I'm not here, I'm not there about it. I'm on the fence.
It's just a book.
It's just a book. It's just words in a page.
Words with pages made by a tree.
Yeah.
Wow. Nothing super special. It's a sequel.
It's a sequel, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good sequel, but it's a sequel nonetheless.
Yeah. Lovely. My thoughts, feelings, and emotions. I was excited going into it because we had that delicious cliffhanger in the first book. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I loved the progression where we're going. Jax is a slippery bastard. We love to see that. Evangeline, I feel, she's still just being pushed. Like, I feel like, as I said last episode, that feels like she does not have the autonomy in this story. Like, she's being pushed to do things because of Jax's influence and everything. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. The motif of the Archer and the Fox once again reigns supreme, and we knew that. We're on the hunt for the stones, which is very a la Avengers Endgame or Infinity Stones. Very interesting to see how, the stones influence and everything.
Actually, I lied. I hated this book.
Oh my
Sorry.
God. What a turnaround.
I just remembered more plots in my head.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Are we sure it's for the sequel?
Yeah.
Okay. God damn, what a turnaround. A little bit stagnant, I think, in the middle part. And yeah, interesting that Luke pops up again in weird ways. But yeah, I enjoyed it nonetheless. I enjoyed the tension, the borderline love tension between Jax and Evangeline, despite them kind of not trying to act on anything, but it's just too obvious.
Yeah.
But I suppose that's what it can be like that. That's the fun aspect. Like, it is obvious. It's the pining, it's the yearning, it's the tension, it's
the YA.
It's the YA, and it's the will they or won't they. But yeah, I enjoyed it.
I'm glad someone did.
Like, once it got towards another delicious ending, it's like, but of course, it's the 100-page curse. Yeah. Every book has it.
Shall we get into it?
Yeah, we can get into it.
I really dislike books and movies or anything where I was going to say the girth, but it's not the girth.
The mirth?
No, the bulk of the book happens at one event.
Right.
And it feels like it's going for ages, but it's 1 or 2 nights or whatever. And that's what I didn't like about this, because we're at Lala's engagement party.
Yep.
And which is ridiculous because we know she's not going to marry him anyway.
But she's giving into the feeling of being that urge to fulfill.
She wanted a long engagement. Yeah. And so, what is it, a week-long party or whatever, and just so much happens. Yeah. And then there's the mirth stone and the youth stone at this party, and they already have the truth stone. Yeah,
because Chaos had it.
Yeah, so... And it just was so easy. Evangeline... Sorry, I'm just jumping right in.
No, that's fine. Go for it.
Evangeline just went to the tomb, to the party, and went to the tomb of...
Glendora,
that's right. I was like, Gloriana. I was like, one of these. Glendora just picked up the stone, no worries. And then she killed Petra for the youth stone. And also, so Petra was the previous key.
So it's like a never-ending cycle.
Yeah, never-ending cycle. And, like, straight away there were so many things. Like, she had this, like, long, like, midnight hair, like, midnight silver hair or whatever.
A disguise.
Like,
yeah.
Disguise. She had a wig on. But there was so much, like, oh, Jax is like, oh, she looks familiar. Oh, stay away from her. I have a weird feeling about her. All the men are, like, kind of drawn to her. And I was like, okay, well, obviously something is going on with her. Yeah. Like, it was so obvious.
And she's popped up out of nowhere just for this engagement. She does not have, like, a court royal-esque life in this kingdom.
She's not part of the noble houses.
But if she was the key, like, because she faked her death, that's the thing, yeah.
Yeah, and she's just had the youth stone this whole time. That's how she stayed. Yeah. Because she said, she, like, has been to Slaughterwood House, like, hundreds of times or whatever. Yeah. Back in the day.
Yeah, and we get a lot of lore on the other great houses and families, which I found interesting because we learned...
Interesting, but it also felt a little convoluted to me because I felt like there was so much going on.
Yeah.
That it felt like padding to the plot, but we didn't need it because there's already, like, the stuff about the Valors and the Valerie Arch, and now suddenly we've got, like, the Slaughterwoods, the Merrywoods.
The interpersonal relations between each house and the conflicts within that. And, like, what is Jax to these people and places as well? You know, and for the longest time, Evangeline's like, this guy's the Archer, or he's this, or he is a missing Valor, or something like that.
Yeah. Is it, before I spoil, is it in this book that you find out who he is?
Yeah, he is the Archer, I think.
He is the Archer.
He's the Archer,
okay,
yeah. Sorry.
Which, again, like,
we've
like
been
obvious,
new. Yeah.
And also, like, the Ballad of the Archer and the Fox, and her name just happens to be Evangeline Fox.
And the nickname for her is always Little Fox. Yeah, that's so funny. A little goofy. But yeah, I agree with the whole Petra, like, the whole party seemed convenient, and then Evangeline deducing that, well, it's going to be a big party, everyone who has the stones will be protecting them on their persons, etc., etc. And it's like, why would you bring the stones to, like, wear it as a gem or a jewel anyway?
Well, I think to use its power, it has to...
Oh, okay, right. I suppose, Petra can't be who she says she is without it. Fair.
Of course, on the invitation it says, like, mirth or whatever.
Yeah, and there's a whole big mirth theme with the Slaughterwood and everything.
I don't even know what mirth means, so...
Me neither. That's what I was going to look up beforehand. I used mirth as my Wordle word because I knew we were recording today. Mirth. Feeling, well, when they were at the, like, safety hub.
Amusement, especially as expressed in laughter. His 6-foot frame shook with mirth.
There has to be another definition because when they're in that hollow, the magical protective place, like, they felt safe and secure and, like, they don't want to leave.
Mirth is a formal or literary term meaning fun and enjoyment as shown by laughter.
Oh, well then that doesn't...
If you and your friends stayed up all night at a sleepover laughing, you might refer to that as a night of mirth.
Okay. So then how did the Mirthstone affect Jax and Evangeline in such a way at that hollow? Because they felt safe, secure, low-key horny. Yeah, enjoy. Yeah. So, like, I suppose laughter is stemming from joy, in a way, along... Yeah, I was looking at, like, the literary meaning. Maybe there was no other cool word to describe that sort of feeling, and so mirth just had to be it.
And it's because it's all, like, truth, youth, mirth.
Yeah, we've got the happening.
What's the other one? There's 4. Mirth, truth, youth.
I wrote it down.
Mirth, truth, youth, mirth, truth, youth.
Luck.
Oh!
Creating a new word.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that Petra didn't last long and like her identity was revealed pretty quickly. Evangeline, as she was being, like, lured away by her, she's like, I know I shouldn't be, this is sussy-wussy, like, I shouldn't be in this position, why is she leading me away into a dark corner?
And that was another thing, like, Evangeline is just so naive, and I understand it's a young adult novel or whatever, but, like, let's teach young women, let's teach young people to question things.
Conscious awareness, safety awareness.
Pardon me. Trust your gut, trust your questions in your head, and don't just accept the first answer that you get for things, because...
And she's brought up on fairy tales, and as we said in the last book, like, she's still so naive towards it, and, like, towards magic and people manipulating her and the fates and everything. Yeah, and even if Jax... Like, she knows at this point, like, Jax is inherently, like, no good, he's slippery, he's a con man, con fate, whatever. And, like, and if he's doubting people that he's seeing, like, if he's telling you to stay away from somebody, you should fucking stay away from them. But it's the defiance of, like, you don't get to tell me what to do, to be fair. Yeah, having all the 3 stones in the one... 2 stones in the one place was, very convenient. Because I thought we were going to go on this nice big adventure.
I wanted an adventure, to find,
But no, we're just going to be at this party, Lala's party. But I actually liked that Lala was getting engaged because, one, last book we talked about succumbing to the urge of fulfilling your fate.
Yeah.
And we get to see her do that, even though, you feel like she should know better, but it's just that drawn power. And then, we get a little more info on, like the Slaughterwood
house.
Yeah, the house of Slaughterwood. And, just, like, how they interacted with the Valors and everything, and Jax's relationship with everybody, because there was, like, a whole Merrywood 3 trio that Jax was a part of, and it involved a couple of the Valor kiddos.
Yeah. Aurora Valor
and Castor. I don't want to sound British, though, because, like, Castor, but anyway.
You know who Castor is?
Yes.
At the end of
I know who Castor is. Bastard.
I didn't think it was going to be, like, a thing.
That Chaos is Castor?
Yeah, like, I was like, why are we doing this?
It's like... I kind of like it, though, because then you're using characters that we don't need, that we already have. Like, with Luke being Lucian, I'm like, that's a bit too far. That was a bit of a stretch. How did he weasel his fucking way into this? And then...
Yeah, being the long-lost relative.
Yeah,
and
of
then,
Apollo.
Like, I just explained, like, who said Chaos set it up or whatever.
Yeah.
But then also, it turns out I am a long-lost relative. And it's like, you don't need to double down. Like,
Yeah,
it's funny
no.
that, like...
You got placed upon this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, like, I was truly bamboozled when Chaos revealed himself to be Castor.
And he's like, I just wanted to open it so that he could be with his family again. Like, which is, like, sweet, but also, like... And to get his helm off.
Which is also a very dangerous and selfish motivation.
He's the monster.
He is the monster. They created... Oh, she tried to save him.
Yeah.
Like, the Valor family
I
was...
I whistled that. I like that they created the story curse to protect him. Yeah, so they couldn't tell stories of vampires.
Okay, cool. I didn't recognize that, or maybe it's not revealed in this one. I don't know. That's okay. It doesn't matter. Because we know the story curse in general, but, like, that makes sense if it's to protect him.
They made the story curse so that if anyone tried to, like, talk about him, But it was only meant to affect stories about vampires.
Okay, but it seemed to.
Because of, like, the chaotic magic, North.
Oh, yeah, because the Magnificent North, the magic there is a little wonky, a little funky.
Yeah, it affected all stories.
Oh, cool. So if you're at this point in time listening to this, #spoiler, sorry. To be fair, I haven't finished the book at the time of recording this either, or the third book, so we'll see how that goes. But that makes sense. But yes, in terms of having these characters be present again, I feel like that's a bit better than introducing a million other characters to fulfill these roles.
Yeah.
Even though it's a little bit goofy, especially with the Lucian thing. But yeah, I was so bamboozled with the chaos. I'm like, everything's making sense. Yeah. I really liked when Evangeline and Jax were in Chaos's place, and she was reading the books, the Valor books, and, like, they would subtly change because obviously the stories and everything would change, and then it just opened up to a section where it was very convenient because they were going to head to Slaughterwood, and there was this whole Slaughterwood lore, which was cool. I like that.
I thought that the stories would be, and you haven't read the third book, so I can't say much, but anyway, I thought, like, the books and the stories would be more of an, like, important part of the story, and that they would really help Evangeline more. I thought that they would reveal more things to her, but it was just silly
lore
goofy.
dump.
Yeah, lore dump.
In the very beginning of the book, which I found interesting, was when Evangeline sort of semi-activated the arch. It's like straight away. It's like, I thought we had this whole big exposition in this ideal that we do not want to fulfill whatever plan Jax wants, so stay away from it. But, like, she accidentally did it because we know she pricks her finger and her blood opens all the doors and all that shit, so.
Well, I like how, with the truth stone, she's like, why do you even want it open? And he's like, I don't want to open at all.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, then what do you want? Yeah. He needs the stones, because we find out that the stones altogether for one time can be used to go back in time. Yep. And he goes, well, I'm going to go back and make Donatella love me.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like, because I kissed her and she didn't die, so she's meant to be my one true love. Yeah. And he's like, I'm going to go back in time. But then something happens. Yeah. So he uses the stones for something else.
Yeah. I feel like... Because this book is so spent on these characters fulfilling their fates, which is like a loop situation, continuously doing the same thing and having the same outcomes. I feel like this is the same thing with all these stones and everything, because even though Jack says, you only use it once and it doesn't work again, allegedly, but I don't think that's true. I know you've read ahead, so you can't confirm nor deny. You're going to think I'm an idiot for this, but like this whole journey is one big loop for Jax and Evangeline is what I'm getting at.
Do you think
no
the story curse has affected the stories about Jax?
Probably.
Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Okay. Probably. Well, also because in this book, because he is the actual manifestation of the archer and etc., and then something, I forget what happens, but then it's changed that him, kissing ladies and dying until he finds his true love, like that in itself reveals that in a way as well.
Sure.
Shut up. Shut up.
I love having the power.
Yeah. I'll let you have the power. Yeah. So who really has the power here? So that's fun. I was not expecting Apollo to have been cursed to fulfill that Archer Fox role.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was so cool.
Yeah.
Like, she thought she saved him, or that Jax helped him, and next minute, red eyes, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
But he's such Apollo, mixed feelings after what I said yesterday.
So torn by it, because he's like, I don't want to hurt you, but you need to run.
Yeah, he's doing everything in his power to fight back.
And then not only does he have the archer curse on him, but then they have the mirror curse.
Yeah.
God.
And I think Lala did that to try and deter maybe Apollo, or was it to just help Evangeline in some way? I forget.
I can't remember.
But yeah, it was a real betrayal, and was like, you're one of my closest friends. Like, we've known each other for 2 days, but you're my closest friend. How could you do this to me? Don't trust anything in the Magnificent North is what I'm learning. But that's what makes it fun. That's what makes it a little bit fun. It is a fun YA book in that aspect. But then there was a lot of repetition with the whole Apollo being the archer manifest. Because after the first encounter with that, you learn, all right, Evangeline, don't fucking go out at night.
Yeah.
And she continues to go out at night and runs into Apollo. Yeah. And then she's constantly being saved by Jax.
She continues to put herself in danger.
I know. And it's like, come on. It's like, get it together, girl.
Yeah.
But I suppose that forces her to stay with Chaos as well, because Jax trusts...
Yeah, because then the only safe place is with the vampires.
Yeah, especially at night, because they're lively. Yeah, because Apollo hits her with an arrow and she is, like, dying. And so they use the vampire venom. And so now it's her turn to be kind of semi-poisoned and have to wait out the vampire by turning... etc., resisting the urge to bite people, but she really wanted to bite Jax. Like, for a YA book, there was so much sexual tension, which is great. Yeah. That's redeemed the book for you.
We know how I feel about vampires and fighting and stuff.
And blood play. Yeah. Emphasis on the grunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was cool.
And then Apollo comes in and is like, can it bite me?
Yeah.
And then so Evangeline traps him in the bed, in the cage bed.
Yeah. But like, there's just a lot of bouncing back and forth between Evangeline living her life and then being trapped at Chaos's because it's the only safe place.
Yeah.
But then I was extra bamboozled when Jax revealed, he just wants the stones.
I hate this motif. I don't think that's the right word, but anyway, of him being like, I'm only doing this to get Donatella, like, I'm not human, like, I don't have emotions, Evangeline, blah, blah. But clearly you are in love with each other.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You're making a mistake.
Yeah. Well, as you said, maybe if stories are being changed, maybe being a fate as well, that impacts him, like, he believes, like, the stories that are being changed about him, maybe. I don't know if that made sense. Like, if he right now believes that Donatella is the girl for him... What if that is obviously not the case because the story has changed? He never kissed her. I know, you can't talk while I'm rambling like that. Anyway.
Yeah. I can't say anything, but you're wrong.
Okay. Right. And that's like 99% of everything. That all my guesses are wrong. Anyway. So yeah, Jax just wants the stones to go back in time. And yeah, we're all flabbergasted.
Yeah, and then also because... it doesn't make sense for his character because the whole time he's like, I'm not human, like, I
Yeah.
don't have these emotions.
Emotions.
I don't have these emotions, but then his whole motivation is to go back for love. Like,
Yeah. But that's him succumbing to his urge as well, which I always forget about because it's not as an obvious a thing as Lala. Because otherwise he'd be out here kissing girls willy-nilly and just killing a bunch of ladies.
Yeah.
So maybe he just feels super drawn to this. So yeah, the stones gathering, easy peasy.
Yeah.
Just get a lot of lore about Jax. He's the archer, the ballad. Yeah, I forget like what ultimately happened. Something happened and then he became like, yeah, the Prince of Hearts, and his whole thing has become about kissing ladies and killing them unless there is true love, blah, blah, blah.
It's not revealed in this book, you find out.
Oh yeah, but like he did say that something happened.
He was cursed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Find out by who and stuff in the next book.
It's probably Lala. Anyway. It's like if she can't find love, then Jax can't either. You're going down with me. No. And then, yeah, we can go straight to the ending, because, there's just a lot of lore.
What was your favourite part of this book? Did you have a favourite part?
Let me just go through my notes. Let me have a look. I don't know if there was a favourite part, but there was something that jumped out at me, though.
Okay.
So when Apollo was being tortured, and due to Evangeline having the mirror curse as well, she's in pain, she's, like, wailing, and Jax says, I know love.
Yeah.
Yep. That's something like, as you were saying, like for a guy who isn't human, doesn't feel emotions, how can he love? But yeah, no, that was fun. I don't think I have a very big standout moment other than just the revelations at the end, because of course it is.
My favourite part was when they were at like the Merrywood Inn, and then they're all lovey-dovey and stuff, but Jax disappears and then he comes back and he's injured, and you know how I feel about the injured trope, and you have to look after them, but it's like, it's painful. It's like, oh.
Delicious.
Anyway, delicious. Good poop. Then, because of the mirth stone being there, they're all lovey-dovey and stuff, and horny, and time works differently.
Yeah.
Like, they've been there a couple of days, but Lalo's like, you've been missing for weeks.
Yeah.
Or when the handsome stranger appears to her in her dreams.
Yes.
And Lala as well. But also, I was like, just stay there. She's like, we have to leave, like, this isn't right, it's because of the stone. You know what, I would give it all up and just be like, let's just stay here in this. Like, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, and because the whole town is protected by magic.
Yeah.
Protected from magic and curses and stuff, and like, she's not being mirrored, tortured to death, and Jax is relatively healing fine. Like, they're having a good time.
Yeah.
But then how else will the story progress, Kenzie? But yeah, it was very interesting that there are some dream walker situations happening with Lala and Handsome Stranger, aka Chaos, aka Castor.
I had no idea.
Me neither.
I thought that it would, like, I thought that maybe, because Jax, like, changes his appearance, I thought that maybe it was...
A true form.
Yeah, his true form. I can't vibe what Castor's allegiance is. Because,
I think
it's chaotic, what is it? Chaotic neutral.
Yeah, maybe. I think it's just because of all the extra tensions and conflicts with the other houses. Because the Valors were... What happened? Something happened. Slaughterwood and Merrywood, they had beef, which led to people allegedly being killed, and then Castor severely injured and couldn't be helped, therefore vampire creation. Yeah, he just wants his family, I think. Really.
Yeah.
It's just a vault full of his suspended life siblings and family. That's all it is. Which in itself could also be interpreted as like a vault of like great magical beings and artifacts, I guess.
Because of the story curse, it was either a
prison,
or it's where they held their greatest weapon.
Yeah, which is obviously themselves. Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, the ending, everything about it was just delicious. And I have a huge qualm, but we probably have the same qualm. And to be fair, you found it first, so you can talk about it.
What?
There's a point where it says the end, which is not the end.
So yes, in the book, there's a point where it says the end, like on a big page. Evangeline dies. The end, and I only knew that it wasn't the end because I clicked. Because I always like quote finish the book. So like I go to the last page and then it started up again. So I was a bit confused. Also, in the third book at the start, it says part 4.
What?
Yeah.
I suppose in a way it is a continuation straight off.
Yeah.
So that makes sense, but it's still pretty weird if even though it's still a fresh kind of book. the sequel that inherently just be straight off the first book as well? So wouldn't it be like part 4, 5, 6, and then that one would be like 7?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, imagine being a bozo like me who didn't get a heads up, which I thank you for, Kenzie. Like, I would have just like probably closed it. But I also had my percentage, and I was at like 94%, and I'm like, what's going on? So obviously clicked on and finished reading. All right, so what happens? Chaos and Evangeline open the arch, which is pretty much a vault. Chaos is like, stay here, I'm going to go deal with this, because in doing so, he's going to help uplift the curses that are bestowed upon Evangeline anyway. So he goes in, and Evangeline is the epitome of heroine curiosity. Follows, yeah. Realizes that it's his family. Overhears, I forget the mother's name. Honorer. That's
Honorable.
The great Honorable Honorer. Be like, Castor, is that you? And then I was like bamboozled first.
Like, whoa.
Yeah, his Helmer's curse is lifted.
Yeah.
And then he turns into the big bad vampire that he actually is, because it's meant to control him.
Because he hasn't eaten for hundreds of years.
He's hungry.
And, look, here's a human Evangeline. And he just...
slips out of throat. And Jax is there, and he lets out a wail, and it's like the end.
A whale.
Just summons a big whale. Ooh. That's his whale. Because it's the end. But then, because Jax is there, and then the very next page, it's like, it's as if the whole realm could hear like this fate's cry, and they're obviously meant to be special together, because you don't just do that for someone who you just like.
And then also, it was, just copy and paste of the last chapter. So I was like, oh, okay. But it was Jax goes with them.
Yeah, and he's doing everything he can to avoid... Or for Evangeline to avoid going down there. Because he brings like another random chick, and he's like, she's coming with us. And it's like, I don't think this is okay.
Yeah, like, you're going to be hungry.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I'll be fine. Like,
yeah. See, this is where I think like all this is like one big loop, and it happens before, because I feel like every time Jax is telling Evangeline not to do something, it's because she's done the opposite before, and he's being extra pushy about it.
Good theory.
And I know I'm wrong.
Anyway, so Jax, obviously uses the stones the one time to go back.
Liar.
And
you can do it multiple times. It's a different timeline each time.
To save Evangeline. Now, the thing that I was confused about, because he saves Evangeline and then he poofs away, or whatever, or Evangeline, what happens? She gets knocked out.
Yeah, Apollo somehow, she runs away, and Apollo's with her and takes her memories.
But then, and takes her memories. What a
so
bumhole.
What can Apollo do?
Yeah.
That's my question. Is he a fate?
Well, maybe he got like a potion from someone.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, but like she's feeling like these moments with Jax disappear, and it's like,
gone. Yeah. Oh, I love that.
And then she kind of like wakes up and is like, oh, hello, handsome stranger. And he's like, I am your husband. You've been through a terrible trauma, because like the last thing she remembers is like her parents dying.
Yeah, because she's brought back to that moment.
Yeah.
That feeling of grief. Nothing about Luke yet, which is interesting.
But then what I was confused about was there was blood splatter on the art.
Okay.
And that was Jax's blood.
Okay.
So I was like, wait, what has happened here? Anyway.
He must have had a fight with maybe Chaos.
Yeah, but it's also not revealed in the next book.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's like
Unless I've read it wrong, but...
Maybe. Unless, could it just be like the blood of her hand?
Yeah, maybe.
Opening the arch or something?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
anyway.
That's interesting how that's the detail that you hung up on.
Well, like, explain it!
Please.
It's like Chekhov's blood.
Stephanie Garber, DM us.
Yeah.
And let Kenzie know, like, whose blood is that and why it came to me.
It's like, do I have to message her like I messaged the author of Barbarians?
Yeah, be like, hi, big fan.
Hello, big fan. Yeah.
Followed 2 seconds ago. Yeah, what an ending though. And the handsome stranger, lo and behold, is Apollo. Yeah.
Spoiler
alert for the first page of the next book. I thought it was going to be someone different.
Yeah, so I thought it was going to be Luke.
I didn't even think it was going to be Luke. I think it was going to be like far away
Yeah.
from. Hey, I ship it.
Yeah. Well, also because I didn't like how he was referred to again as a handsome stranger. It's like, no, you've already used it. You can't use it again.
There are too many handsome strangers in this world.
So and then also at this point, I'd just be like, okay, like
just accept it.
But also, she doesn't know at this point that he's a prince. No. But then she does find out, and I'd be like, at that point, like, I'm a fucking princess, alright. Like.
But no, before she was running to running away from the arch and that whole situation, there was this deep moment where she needs to tell Jax that she loves him, because she has that full-on realization as well.
That's going to break the curse.
Yeah, and that was the whole thing. And then, she was holding on to that as her memories were taken away, and then it's like gone. And then she wakes up and she's like, I need to tell somebody something
really important.
Yeah. April Fools?
Yeah. Jeez. No, we can't do that.
No. But yeah, Apollo. Like, it's funny, Kenzie and I were talking yesterday, and I was like, I don't mind Apollo. Like, that man deserves love. And then you're like, he took away her memories. I'm like, oh yeah, that's fair. It's not a great thing.
I'm trying to find some fan art, because whenever I don't like someone, like, they're just ugly in my head. So I'm going to find some fan art.
I think he was described as, like, not, like, the most absolute handsomest in the room. You know, like, compared to someone like Jax, who, like, he is the very attractive anti-hero, blah, blah, blah.
I found one fan art.
Come on, artists. This is your one job.
Oh, this is from... Wait. Who are you? Wait, did I not want you to get spoiled?
I don't care. Spoilers help motivate me.
This is Jax, which is not what I envisioned, but okay.
Yeah. Oh, and the apples. There's so much references to apples. Apples has a huge significance to Jax, of course. Is that meant to be Apollo?
Yeah. See, that's what I thought. I thought Jax with the blue.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway,
it's like same face syndrome. Yeah. Like, Jax is Apollo, is Luke, is Chaos.
Yeah.
Castor, whatever. Yeah, so many apples, and there are different color apples too, because there's like a white apple, there's a black apple, and there's a lot of apple cores. I don't want to say any theories because I'm going to sound stupid.
Okay, no, I thought you can go ahead, but all I'll say is that I thought the apples and their coloring would have more significance than what they actually.
So it's insignificant.
They're important, but yeah. What's your theories?
Maybe in a way it is to help him not succumb to his urges, is what I think. Because there's always a lot of apples. Like, he's resisting the urge to kiss someone, or maybe resisting the urge to kiss Evangeline.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's in his office, in his, like, bedroom and stuff, there's, like, always a lot of piles of...
It's also not revealed in the book. I had to Google it. And then Stephanie revealed it on a Reddit.
Come on!
Yeah, so you have to read the book and then I'll tell you.
Is it, like, a stupid thing?
Yes.
Oh.
But that's okay.
So, like, could it be just like a weird throwback to like fairy tales? And,
no,
like,
I'm not telling
apples? You. All right. I'm gonna Google it after.
No, you're not.
I will finish the book.
Yeah.
I'll try and finish the book today.
Okay.
But yeah, like, I think it's to resist his urge.
Yeah.
Because he's always eating one, or he's tossing one around, and there's always a different color. I feel like, color doesn't really matter. Maybe it just depends where he is. You're giving me nothing, which I like that though.
I'm just not making eye contact.
The disrespect. That's it. I feel like that's most of it, unless you have anything else you want to say.
I feel like it was like a good sized book, but also nothing happened until the last 100.
Yeah, and like Evangeline also visits Tiberius at one point, and Tiberius refuses to help, which fair enough, because he feels he's been framed. Like, I'd be upset too. And there was this whole emphasis on like Robin Slaughterhouse. Slaughterwood. I don't know why I want to say Slaughterhouse. I think Slaughterhouse...
Because it's House Slaughterwood.
Yeah, I know, but like Slaughterhouse is also like maybe a Borderlands thing. Anyway. But yeah, there was this big thing of Robin being like a terrible guy, but like all these people are like relatively nice. So, I don't know. And yeah, Jax is part of the Merrywood 3 with Lyric and Castor. And Aurora. And then there's this whole love triangle thing. Oh, Lyric is Lala's brother or something. That was like revealed. Oh, yeah. That's cool. See, there's too many interpersonal connections. Yeah. I mean, which it makes sense, because then why make a brand new character when you can just connect everybody? See, sometimes I find that a bit too annoying and too obvious, but like I wasn't expecting this, so like I enjoyed it like that. Oh yeah, Jax gets stabbed in the ribs because Lala stabs him. I'm pretty sure that was the revelation.
Yes.
Lala cursed Apollo. Jax is being compromised under the Mirth Stone. And yeah, just the whole, now that we've defined what mirth means, I feel like what they're feeling
is,
not quite the same, like but...
an editor didn't do their due diligence on that, but...
yeah. Jax is the archer, blah, blah, blah. Oh, well, or maybe he's succumbing his urge to kill Evangeline because of the archer stuff. Maybe that's what the apples are for. So yeah, interesting to see what Chaos would be like in the third book, or Castor would be like, because of now his helm is off and he is like going to become perhaps this unhinged vampire, bloodthirsty motherfucker.
Yeah, bloodthirsty motherfucker. Nice.
And yeah, what is Apollo's deal? How could he take memories? Maybe Kenzie did give me the biggest hint, and it was a potion.
But from whom?
From whom? Honourable.
Honourable.
I'm trying to think. Who are the other antagonists? Poison. Maybe. He dabbles in like other than
Poison.
like poison, probably potions. Unless there's a figure that we haven't met yet. All right, we shall go to the stars that listen. This may be a shorter episode. It's a pretty short book compared to the other one. Slightly smaller.
The thing with Kindle is that now I don't know.
Yeah.
And now I don't even have the thing on down the bottom that tells me how much. Like,
You're vibing.
I'm vibing. I'm just bareballing it.
Raw dogging it. All right, the stars that listen is a segment on this podcast where we pluck a 1-star review and a 5-star review from Goodreads just for some shits and gigs. We start off with the 1-star review because they're a little bit gnarly and a little bit harsh, and the 5 stars are full of positivity and light and all that good shit. So,
would you like to go first, or do you want me?
Yeah, I'll go first. I have just one star, and it's a paragraph. And we didn't search hard for these. I don't know about Kenzie, but I didn't do a deep dive. All right. I wanted to like this series, but I find the heroine to be such a damsel in distress, and all of her relationships and physical altercations with men in the book to be extremely gross and predatory, and her automatic aversion to other women to be petty and childish. A far fall from Caraval. There's a lot of comparisons between this and Caraval.
Yeah, I'm thinking we might have to read it.
Maybe. I think it's just similar in nature, but it's not the same. Like a mysterious, like, magic wielder. Also, what happened to Marisol in this book? I forget. She pissed off.
She was imprisoned for being a bitch.
That's fair. We're trying to kill Evangeline. Yeah, fair.
I was like, who is Marisol?
Oh no, Kenzie. That's how insignificant she's become.
Yes.
Marisol gave him the potion. There we go.
I have 2. One's like a big paragraph, but I'm only going to read like a little bit. Okay, a tormented scream pierced the night like a blade. It was me who screamed. I was the scream. The scream was me right after I finished the stupidity that was encapsulated within the pages of this book. I honestly don't even know where to start. What did I even read? Did anything even happen? Why is this categorized as a romance when there is none? This read like a middle grade novel.
Ooh, ouch.
And then another one is trope, doormat, ex, ugly loser, white man whore.
See, I was a little bit confused. I'm like, because it sounded like a 5-star. Like I screamed, like out of like it was excellent. I was truly bamboozled.
Do you have your 5-star?
Yeah, I have 3 5-stars, all in the one screenshot. They're all pretty much the same.
Same.
Alrighty.
I wonder if it's the same thing.
Imagine. Alright, I have no words. All I know is that this is the first book in a while that makes me feel special. Do I feel happy? No, I feel pain. And then the next one is I want to marry Jax. And then Jax, that is all. 5 stars. Kenzie, how is this possible? The same 3 in the same screenshot.
So I had those 2.
Okay, and the one up top.
And then the one on it, which is, I love these books. Crying face. So that's my 5-star. This has never happened.
No, we've never chosen the same ones. And I've had mine for a while. Maybe we need to start telling each other what our stars are so we can avoid it.
But I think it's fun when we get shocked.
Yeah, we just have the same taste in comments. But to be fair, you don't want a thesis. You don't want to read out like an essay. Alrighty, that concludes this episode of Letterboxd Book Club.
Thank you all for listening.
Follow us all on the socials, Instagram, link in the bio, TikTok, link in the bio, YouTube, etc., etc.
Yep.
Leave your thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Comment. Let us know what you think about this book.
Yeah.
But yeah, considering there's been a lot of comparisons to Caraval, I think that's how you say it, and obviously it's the same author, perhaps we will need to dabble.
Maybe we should put a poll up and see
Maybe.
what the audience thinks.
All right.
Yeah.
It'll be 2 votes. It'll be us.
Don't expose ourselves like that.
It's like 1 like and I'll read Caraval.
No, people in my life have been asking me about like the podcast and stuff, and I'm like, no, it's becoming like too entwined in my life.
No. See, this is why I don't tell anybody anything.
Someone referred to, like, we were talking about books or whatever, and they're like velvet wrapped steel or whatever. And I was like, how do you know that? And they're like, because you literally have a podcast where you talk about smut. And I was like, fuck.
Oh no, they're using it against us. Oh, fun.
Anyway.
All right, cool. Yeah, thanks for listening. Check us out next week for the 3rd finale, which is called
Curse for a True Never Art.
The Ballad of the Curse of the Love.
A Curse for True Love.
Yeah, something like
Yeah, A Curse for True Love.
that. A Curse for True Love. The grand finale. Jackson and Evangeline are going to get together, obviously.
Evangeline.
Is that the ship name?
I don't know. I think it's Everjack. It's Everjack.
Evax.
It's Everjack.
Everjack. Is there a thing where, like, the female, like, the lady, the heroine has to be in front of the... Like,
Oh, true.
Or does it just depend on what sounds good?
Don't know.
Because then you got... What's the Katniss Peter one?
That's Everlark. Yeah, it's Everlark. Yeah, or Catfish.
Catfish.
But yeah, that's Everlark. Because it's Everdeen and Malark.
Yeah.
Peter Malark.
I'm now drawing a blank on every ship known to man. Dramini? No,
Dramini?
that's
that's
Draco. Okay, so I guess it just depends on which combination sounds good.
I don't know any other ship.
Yeah, every ship is gone. Yeah. Is gone.
Drarry, which is Draco and Harry.
Ooh,
that's Draco again though.
Yeah, interesting. It'll be Harry or Draco. It doesn't matter which one.
And with this, our final earworm is "Did your boots stop working?" Which I don't even think of the lyric.
No, I think ever since the Beyonce "This Ain't Texas," I've been getting a lot of country stuff. Anyway,
I also get from the Super Bowl. Some people want it all when Alicia Keys fucked up there.
Yeah, they had to edit. I think they edited it post, like, and it's all perfect.
They did on the YouTube stream. It was good.
Jesus Christ! Like, it's okay to have a flat day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just blame Usher. All right. Anyway,
Anyway,
thank you
goodbye.
for thank you
Thanks
for
listening.
Thanks for the stims.
Yes.
All right. Goodbye.
Goodbye.